We are going to continue now with this King James ER Sword Bible. And before we go on to the point I was trying to make, also, besides the word underlining, with other meanings of it more familiar or something very specific we need to know, you will find also here and there places where it gives you other scripture like sidebars in other Bibles. For example, if you're in the book of Genesis and you're reading in that book of Genesis and you're in chapter 48 and you're reading verse 14, it says, "And Israel stretched out her right hand and laid it down Ephraim's hand, who was younger, and his left hand was upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh's school was the firstborn." Now, what it says there, look at Hebrews 11:41, and then it gives two other words for what's going on within that verse. Now, you will find those cross-references right down where the words are given other meanings as well. So as you go through the Bible, you will also find that quite often. Now, let's get to what we were talking about before, which is unique in this. I said it's somewhat topical, and it's very interesting. You won't find this in too many Bibles, as I've said. This is unique. And what's unique about it is that it has what's called margin study references and guides. Okay, ready? There are three types in here. One has to do with God. One has to do with plan, how you know God's plan, and how one has to do with man. Now, those are the three things, and each of them begins with a first letter. For instance, God, when you go back and look what's next, under G, you will find God. And then plan under P, and man under M. Then it gives some of those in short order, but when you want to actually go to God itself, then you go to the first section, and it will show you Genesis 1:1-5. Genesis 1:1-5. Now, let's just give us a moment to find that Genesis 1:1-5, and then I will show you what this does, because this is rather interesting. In a larger print one, it's much easier to find, but Genesis 1:1-5, you will see a letter G. Now, this is going to be hard to see, but a letter G with a 3 under it. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. I will point to it and see if you can see it. Right on the side there, there's the G with the number under it. So what that'll do, tell you what that is. Now, if you want to find out what it is, of course, you go back to that G and you'll find out what it is, because it's G, as we said, G13. So we want to know what G13 is. So what we'll do now is go to G13, and it will tell us what that's about. Let's go to G13 and see what it says. This is something that's very helpful. Okay, let's try to find it. G13. Here we go. G13. Let's find G13. G13 is... let me see. You can find G13. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see if we can find it. That would be the whole object of this, isn't it? G13. I see. Yep. It goes through G1, 2, and all kinds of numbers. And then we're looking for just 13. And we don't seem to find it. So we will do that next time. But anyway, this gives you an idea of what it's like. And it has man and and the plan. So when you go through this, on all the sides, you will see these sections where all of these things are on the very left with little lines. Depending on the color of the line, all the red lines have to do with God. All the black lines have to do with the plan, and all of the broken black lines have to do with man. Now, I will find out a little more about this in a moment, so we can go back. But that's what's unique about this, and I want to give you some more examples. We will be back shortly.